But I want to bring up something that Kevin Paul DuPont wrote in his column. I believe it ran Sunday. He said, "What we do know with absolute certainty, though, is that Rask now twice has proven he is unable to balance being both family man and franchise goalie." He was referencing the time he took a leave of absence in November of 2018. That's trouble. That's no way to run a hockey team, never mind to survive 4 grueling rounds of postseason play and capture what would be the franchise's 7th Stanley Cup. Now, that's harsh, but I will say, by not telling Cassidy, by not telling the team, by potentially rubbing a small portion of the team the wrong way, he's got 1 year left on his deal. What does this do for his future in Boston?
I read Kevin's piece. Kevin obviously has forgotten more about hockey than I do. He's a dear friend of mine. Where I disagree with him is that he's looking at it through the lens of hockey. I'm looking at it through the lens of health. And if you take literally what Kevin is writing, it's like, okay, you can have angst once, but you can't have it twice.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, look, it's going to be tough for Rask to come bouncing back into the locker room, in the dressing room, next year, and pick up where he left off. And for some Bruins fans, it's going to be tough to forget. Then again, we'll see how the playoffs, play out. And if the Bruins make a deep run, God knows if they win the cup, then I don't think that Rask is going to be posted up as the bad guy in all this. Now, if they lose 3 straight and they lose to Carolina in this series, then, all bets are off. But I like to think that I don't think he's even going to come back. I think that a maneuver will be made. He may even retire. I could see that happening. I could see him taking a year off and then coming back a year from now and being the starting goalie out in Seattle. And those are things we should keep in mind. But should the door be slammed shut on the possibility of him coming back, I think we need to get over all that.
It's funny. I wrote this when it first happened, and I said what we can question right now is what's his future. And I think, it's funny, the past few years, talking to Rask, obviously Rask, this better than anyone. Rask is very candid, very open, very nonchalant, laid back.
And just to interrupt you, we in the media love that.
Yes. Oh, no, that's the thing. Like, what's funny is what he said on Wednesday or Thursday night after game 2 about the playoffs not feeling like playoff hockey. People ragged on him for it, but he's open. He's honest. There are a lot of people thinking that. There are a lot of people saying, you know what, this doesn't feel or look like a playoff game, but we got to treat it like one. And obviously, I think he went a little too far saying like results didn't matter to him and stuff that was very little out there. But that's good. He's open. He's candid. He's honest. God bless him. We love that. We absolutely love that, and we need more of that. There's so many canned, it is what it is answers in that locker room that it's good to have some very honest, open people.
It's like that throughout sports, too.
It is. It absolutely is. But hockey seems to have a little more cliche to it, and the Patriots do as well. They kind of have to. But so with the future thing, retirement's always been tossed around. Rask, towards the end of this contract for him, this is his long-term deal, 8 years, $56 million. Retirement looks like the way to go right now. I mean, I don't know what he's going through. I don't know what the deal is, what the issue is. I don't know what his home life is, except the fact that he has a partner and he has a 6, a 4, and a newborn, all girls. I wouldn't be surprised to see him retire. I really wouldn't. I don't see him up rooting and going to Seattle. I think he's content with his career. Maybe he goes and plays back in Finland. That's another option. I think that I don't see him going to a different team. I really don't. For me, it's either he retires or he plays overseas. I think those are the 2 logical options. I don't know. I mean, he has a year left on the deal. With 2020-21 looking even more uncertain than these playoffs looked, I see him calling it quits. And that's nothing wrong with that. Like, you have a year left. You do what you want. I don't think the Bruins were expecting this because they don't really have a next guy up. They have Halak for another year. They just re-upped him on, but they don't really have anyone in the farm. I mean, they have a few good young goalies in the farm system, none who are really ready for the NHL yet. So, I mean, yeah, this puts the team in a horrendous position. And I think, it's funny. I saw this tweeted, like, I never thought I'd see a weirder ending in Boston than Tim Thomas. And look at this. Tuukka Rask with kind of a weirder one.